I'm convinced with all these movies surrounding like riding apps, like, the Black Mirror episode, now Stuber, y'all just don't want me taking Uber no more. I see what you guys are trying to do here. Hey everyone, it's Sharana from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Stuber, which is directed by Michael Dowse, who's responsible for directing films such as What If, Goon, and this film stars Dave Bautista and Kumail Nanjiani as they portray the characters Vic and Stu. And how do we get to Stuber? Because Stu drives for who? Uber. Okay, I'm sorry, I was way too excited about that, but just let me have my moments. Essentially, Vic is trying to track down a bad guy by the name of Oka, who's portrayed by Iko Uwais. And so essentially, as he's trying to go investigate a lead that he has, there's a reason that's preventing him from properly driving. So he has to call an Uber, and who picks him up? Stu, played by Kumail Nanjiani. He picks him up, and he thinks that he's just going to do a quick one and done drive, take him to his destination, peace out, on to the next ride. But Vic will not let him out of his sight because he needs him to take him all around town so he can track down this bad guy. And that's pretty much the gist of the film, as Stu gets involved in some pretty crazy, dangerous, yet funny situations throughout the film. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'll tell you what I liked about the film, what I didn't like about the film, and should you pay your way to see this film in theaters. So going to what I enjoyed about Stuber, man, when the opening scene happens in this film, I was just like, wait a minute, I thought this was a comedy, but this is like some hardcore action. There are some great action sequences, mainly due to Iko Uwais, who plays the bad guy in this film. And he's such an amazing actor with the fight choreography that he does. He's been in the Raid films, Mile 22, and now Stuber. And so as he's this bad guy, it delivers some great fight choreography as Vic is trying to track him down. And so after the opening scene happens, I'm just like, oh, so we doing like real action, like a real action type of film. And so that immediately engaged me. It kept my attention because I was just like, what else do you guys have in store for us? And so what I would have to say is the chemistry between Dave and Kumail, it really works in this film. One of the great things is the dry sense of humor that Kumail has as he makes some of these crazy jokes. But also too, Dave Bautista is funny because who doesn't know what Uber is? And so trying to see how he's trying to crack this case, but he still can't understand the concept of what Uber is and the fact of Stu should not still be driving you around town. That's what actually helps add another level of humor to it. How they play off of one another, because they are two totally different types of characters, but it works for the film. Also, too, another character that I thought was absolutely hilarious was Betty Gilpin, who plays Stu's best friend, Becca. Becca has some drama of her own that's happening that includes Stu in a certain way, as he's secretly in love with her. So she delivers a lot of crazy one-liners as she's interacting with some of the characters, but I loved her character so much in the unique way that they do use her, because she's not physically there with Stu and Vic, but they find a cool way to incorporate her throughout different parts of the film, and I thought she was super hilarious. Also too, what I would have to say is, the kind of case that Vic is working on is actually interesting, it's entertaining, and it provides like this crazy type of twist that happens towards the middle of the film that kind of sets this pair on like a different trajectory. And so I think that's what really works about Stuber, is it's a movie that you're just going to see to laugh, but you get a lot of great action and you get some decent amount of story. Now, does the story always stick to the same plot line the entire time? No, it doesn't. But overall, I still thought that there were a lot of great things about Stuber. However, there are some issues that I had with Stuber, and that's mainly the underutilization of some of his characters. As I said, I enjoyed Betty Gilpin and how they used her in this movie, because she's not actually there with Stu and Vic throughout the film, but I thought it would have added an interesting dynamic to add her into the mix as she's emotionally dealing with some drama that's happening to her, but also too, as they're being thrust in these crazy, dangerous situations, I would have loved to see how she would have reacted. And also too, as I say, the beginning of the film really captures my attention because of Iko Uwais portrays this bad guy, but we really don't get to see that much of him throughout the course of the film. He really just pops in like the beginning and kind of towards the third act, once they kind of take this film from really just being kind of this buddy comedy to back to the case that Vic is trying to solve. And so for those scenes, he's very entertaining and interesting to watch with the fight choreography, the action sequences that they have, but I think that they could have done better to utilize him more in the film. And I really hope that I hope that he just gets his own film that he gets to star in, because he's always plays these supporting characters and he does such a fantastic job that I just want to see more and more and more from him. But overall, for me, those are really just some of the issues that I had with the film. But what I would tell you to do with you and your coins for Stuber, I would say pay to see this. I had a great time. I went into Stuber with no high expectations. I just wanted to get a good laugh. I laughed, and I also got some great action sequences, some good fight choreography, and I was just like, you know what? This movie wasn't bad. Is it a masterpiece? It isn't, but it's just an entertaining, fun ride. So those are my thoughts on Stuber. As always, my name is Sharona from Pay Or Waits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. I'll see you soon.